Hawaiian Silky was clean. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That was
please go
Hawaiian
back.
Silky.
Hey, you know how they flash pictures? Please flash that picture.
Yeah, they ain't ready for the Hawaiian Silky, man.
No, they're ready for the shorts. They're ready for the
Yeah.
shorts. The shorts that was way up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, we was at my senior year. We ended up we had new uniforms. We had the long shorts, man.
Long joints.
Yeah. We thought Fab Five had already did what they was doing.
Think about that, man. They changed the world.
Oh yeah, man. Black socks.
Right. They're going back though. The kids are going back to rolling their shorts up real tight and small. And
oh yeah. Man,
I don't understand it, but different stroke for
I
different
walk
folks.
in the gym like, what are you doing, man? You got all your thighs out and everything.
That's what they do. They think they're comfortable like that. So I just leave it
Yeah.
alone. I say, whatever floats your boat. But I tell you this, if you're 6'6", 240 on my team, you're not going to have small shorts. That's a fact. You're not going to have medium shorts.
Yeah, you're not having your thighs all out, man.
You can have your thighs out there if they're large or extra large or triple extra large and your thighs are out, they're out. But they're not mediums.
Yeah, for sure, man. But even like my whole coaching style, I had somebody talk about they seen a video of me coaching and it felt as if I was berating the kids because they couldn't hear the audio though. Mm-hmm. But because of the way I by my demeanor and the way I was moving. And I thought it was hilarious because there is never a time that I berate any kid that I'm coaching. I be bigging up the kids on the other team when they do something nice.
I just do. I catch myself saying good
on the accident. I'm like, oh, that was cool. That was clean. That was a legit move. Nope, I'll give you that. That was a good move. All right. On to the next. Hey man, don't let them do that no more. You know what I'm saying? But but one thing, my whole coaching style is, man, I speak nothing but positively. I tell these kids the most craziest stuff and they be like, for real? I was like, nah, man, you're a monster, man. You go out there, man. You get the next 5 rebounds, man. You miss how many shots you missed in a row? 4. I was like, how do you remember that? I was like, forget that, man. You got to forget. It's on to the next play, you man. I don't care if you miss the next 10. Shoot it again. Shoot it again. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
I'm not there yet. I'm trying to get there, but I'm not there yet to that point yet. But
well, you're a head coach. You're a head coach. You can't do. Yeah. You know, Towns would be looking at me like, "Tay." I'd be like, "That's too late, man. I'm letting them loose."
Yeah, it is different too because when I was an assistant coach, your relationship's different, right? So as a head coach, your relationship is the CEO, so you got to manage the business, right? And so I always tell people like this: this is a dictatorship. The best player will shoot the most shots. The worst player will probably play the least minutes, right? And so, but inside of that, the assistant coaches have to manage all that as well, right? And so when the best player does come out, hey man, you're doing A, B, and C wrong. And I was good at that, putting my arm around the player. As a head coach, I'm not as good as that at that, but I know I can't. I might not be able to yell at Dante. I might have to whisper in Dante's ear. I understand that piece of it, but Jonathan. I'm gonna scream and yell and Jonathan and push those buttons, right? So it just depends on the person. But you to get the best out of everybody, people are like, oh, I'm old school, I'm yelling at all of them. I'm gonna yell at all of them at certain times, but to get the best out of Dante, I might have to whisper in his ear too, you know?
Yeah, definitely. All the kids got different angles, man. Once you get to know them and you know their personality, you press the buttons when need be, man, and get them going, man. That's the beautiful thing of being a coach. You know what I'm saying? You can see those highlights. You can see growth. See kids grow.
And the really good thing about it is when they're done, bro. When they're like, so I was with Team Access when Access came back the second time, and now Ja'Cory and Malachi are in the NBA playing against each other, bro. And I coach with those guys. It's incredible to think about that those guys are playing in the NBA, and they played for Team Access together, man. But then you ask them, hey, what do you remember about Team Access? Man, you guys gave us a great chance. You never lied to us. You always told us to pull our pants up, get a haircut, like things that matter for life that you got to be a businessman. Like we did this thing called the red light. And so in Vegas, we brought every one of our players under the light. And they sat on the light. We just asked them questions about their life. Hey, tell me your name, what company you're going to work for, where you're going to go to college, all these different things. And then a lot of them were like, I don't know. Okay, hypothetically, where would you go, right? And then when you're done with college, what is your resume going to say? Did you do any fraternities? Were you the president of any organizations? Like to have all these things, how do you shake your hand? What color is your belt going to be when your shoes are black? Like things like that are going to matter long-term. We used to talk to those kids about when they're 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. So when they're done, that they can at least try to be successful. Whatever trying to be successful looks like, they can hold the conversation, they can dress appropriately, and they can write a resume, and it's gonna matter.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there. That's beautiful. That's how you get it done, man. That's leadership.
Nobody did it for us in that regard, so that's why I'm saying I'm happy to be able to bring that back because the dudes like I named earlier, Bernard Barnes and Cedric Collins and all, big Brett Drury at Al Davies, like shout out to those guys. They did what they knew how to do, right?
Yeah.
And so they knew that this sport would keep us off the streets. And that was the biggest thing for them. They did not want us in the streets gangbanging. So this sport will keep you off the streets. I'll keep you as long as I can. Then you go home. And it worked. It worked for a lot of us.
Yeah.
For most of us, it worked. Like if you look at the numbers, it worked for a lot of us.
But
yeah, now
overall.
guys like you and I can take it to the next level because there's levels to it. If you go off to college, you can talk in a different avenue than most people that grew up like us. So we're able to talk to guys about resume writing, interviewing skills, shaking a man's hands, looking him in the eye, things like that. A lot of guys in the community aren't. They might dap you up and squeeze you hard, but then after that, then what's the conversation gonna look like, right? And so I'm not saying they all can't have conversations because some of them go to prison and come out way more street educated than you, way more book smart than you, right?
So, yeah, and I know a couple of them guys.
Right, that part.
I know a couple of them guys do 10 years, come out and be like, "You went to college for 10 years."
For real.
Yeah,
they be in there learning stuff, but it's amazing when stuff's taken away from you, what you have to do.
Yeah,
what you get to do, what you can do, how you operate.
Oh yeah, well, it's the way of the mind. The mind has to be fulfilled in some way. If you leave it stagnant, it's gonna stay stagnant. But it wants to grow, it wants to learn, and it wants to process things. You know what I mean? And the whole what I was talking about. That I was listening to what people would say about me, and I was taking it on, and I was acting that out. And I decided to flush that and start doing. But then I also started talking. Like I said, I was talking to myself. I started talking to myself in a different manner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would play basketball and, I mean, you see me play in high school and you see me play even after that. A lot of time when I was talking, people would be like, man, you be talking all the time when you play, but I never talk trash. I was never talking to the other team. I rarely would say anything to any other player on the team. I would talk to myself at the free throw line. I would talk, what I mean? Sometimes I would just rap lyrics. But most of the time I would be talking to myself on the court. Like, man, he can't guard you, man. What's he doing out here? Who's this?
Right.
Who's this? And then I would get people to chime in. Like my brother Jonathan was his timing on when I would start talking to myself was always perfect because he would yap dudes up, but what he would do is I would start talking to myself. I'd be like, man, this dude can't guard me. He'd be like, oh, him right here.
Right. But
talking about him.
Guys like that. I was a little bit like that, but like he could really back it up. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter. He could say whatever he wanted because he could just go, you're gonna guard me. I'm about to score 17 straight points in a row, and he could do it.
Yeah, with that weird little irky jerky move, his little hesitation, irky jerky. Yeah, that look.
And then when
he's
gone.
Jump,
he's in the air and he's just doing whatever he wants in the air. Like, bro, he was so good.
Yeah. The hang time. He'd have that hang time. He'd stay in the air forever. Fact. Yeah, he's gonna be on here in a couple episodes. He's gonna be in a couple. I'm gonna eventually open it up. I'm gonna let for the COVID thing to die down a little bit. Yeah. But eventually I'm opening it up. I'm gonna have a big table and we're gonna sit down with like 3 dudes and 3 microphones and really start getting in, having conversations and piecing it up. You know what I mean? Get into a little deeper conversation, like the mental health thing that we touched on a little bit here. The leadership, maybe we get a couple other guys that's out here getting involved in the community and we sit up here and come with a game plan and talk to each other and learn. Iron sharpens iron, you know what I mean? And so I'm always trying to learn something.
I am too. So I got a question for you. As a dad that's getting recruited, for your son's getting recruited, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like your son was getting overlooked? Because he's a late bloomer and you were a late bloomer. And so we all knew that he was going to develop later and be really good. But like, what questions did you ask that a normal parent wouldn't have been able to ask, you think?
Asked about the longevity of the coach. What the coach's actual plans were, how rooted he was with the schools. I asked about development, being that my son is a late bloomer like myself. I understood how much he was going to develop within the next 6 months after high school, that it was going to be incredible increase in athleticism and just understanding the game, things were going to slow down for him. So I asked about development. Um, I also I also asked about uh, their contacts with other schools. So unfortunately, when COVID hit, I was looking at prep schools.
Okay.
So he was going to go prep school straight out of high school. I figured in my mind he needed another year to develop, um, just because his growth spurt was so late,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and let the coordination kick back in. Um, so we were looking at that, but when the COVID hit, we were looking. I didn't have the opportunity to go meet with these people face to face.
Of course.
So there was no visits, you know what I mean, at the prep schools at the time that we were looking at. There was a couple. Um, and so I ended up looking and trying to find somewhere for him to go where I knew that he'd have a hard nosed coach.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
he got
so
that. Shout out to
yeah,
Coach
yeah.
Al.
So
He got that.
basically all the coaches that recruited him. So when the thing was when the coaches started actually calling me, they all didn't didn't think he was going to be a JUCO guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they thought he was going, maybe a D2 in AI. They thought he was going to go directly that level,
Mm-hmm.
which he probably could have. But my in sixth grade, when he decided he wanted to play basketball, he said he wanted to play D1.
Right on.
I was like, man, it's going to be a tough route. You're going to bloom late. You know what I mean? And you're going to have some growth spurts. You know what I'm saying? So when that happens, you're going to do this because, I already seen it happen. I
No
knew.
question. No question.
I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So um, I was just trying to gauge where he was going to go. So that's why I was thinking prep school. And he said he wanted to go D1. I'm like, look, so whatever you go, every coach I asked him, hey, look, what's the opportunity if my kid goes out there and he plays hard for you for 2 years, he can make it to the Division 1 and get off. Just straightforward.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good because
Because
a lot of
I,
parents they don't know. Yeah, they don't know to ask
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. What does he have the opportunity? And that's based on because I know the skill set and I know the game. You know what I mean? And then so
Was it
looking at
awkward
it,
for you in his recruiting, or no? It wasn't. Like, did you?
what's that?
Was it? Was fielding the questions awkward? I mean, the calls awkward for you? Were you used to it because you hadn't been around it, or did you expect it? Like, how
No,
was it for you?
it wasn't. It wasn't. Not Phil. The calls were pretty easy,
Okay.
and I think it's because everybody that called kind of already, they have talk. Coaches talk.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um, and so they knew who they were talking to, and then my son wouldn't really talk until you talk to me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
they would call. He'd be like, "You need to talk to my dad."
No
He'd
doubt.
be like,
I
"Dad, this coach called
respect
me
that.
or
Yeah.
text me. Should I call him back?" I'll be like, "Boom!" I look him up, do my research, maybe call somebody that was assistant coach. Hey man, what's up with old boy over here at Wimp
Yep.
School?
Yep.
And then I do my research just
No
like
doubt.
they did theirs. And so when they call me, I already know you played college ball, you played overseas, and they would come with their rundown. But like a lot of the schools came late, and their excuse was they thought he was a lot of JUCOs around here. Their excuse was they thought he was going to go somewhere else.
I did too. I
My
thought he was gonna go D2 for sure. In my mind, he was a Division 2 player right there. I'm just being honest with you. Like,
yeah,
I saw it. I'm like, okay, he's gonna blow. They're gonna redshirt him. He's gonna sit for a year, and then he's gonna be really good. So that's what I thought. But yeah,
yeah, and
I mean, I'll tell you this: he's in a good situation because Coach Howell's gonna look out for him. And I'm not Coach Howell coached me, so I know he's gonna coach him hard. And your son's gonna need that. He's gonna need that.
yeah, and I mean, after the first year, he's already did what we thought he was going to do.
Yeah,
Um, and next year, offensively, he'll of course shoot more shots. He'll be a sophomore, but he's put in the work.
tight.
He's put in the work on his body. The game is slowing down for him. So I'm just, I'm excited about that.
Sure. It's fun
You
to
know what I
watch, I'm
mean?
sure. It's got to be fun to watch. You're a young
Man,
boy, and he plays a lot like you too. So it's got to be
it,
crazy to watch, bro. Your pupil. I
it's,
watch
it's,
my
it,
son now. Like, so my son loves fishing. He's like loves fishing.
I seen the picture. He's out there catching them things.
Bro, he today he changed it up. He only caught sunfish and perch today. So he was telling me, Dad, you got to do this to catch perch and catch this. I
Uh-oh.
caught one fish today. He caught 17. So I'm like, man, it's
Uh.
crazy. It's crazy. But he watches YouTube like I watch YouTube basketball. He watches YouTube fishing. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like he's all in
Mm-hmm.
on it. But long story
Studying.
short, to watch how they operate, how they talk, how they image, they mirror you. And so I'm watching your son look exactly like you did in high school. Now he didn't play as hard as you did in high school, but he looked exactly like you, moved like you, all that. And so you could see the
Mm-hmm.
projection in college, like, oh, he's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean and that's the thing. Even when I watched his development and everything, I seen the way he moved. I was like, man, he's gonna have this little hitch to it. He's
He
gonna have
does.
all the. He's gonna have the little. Even the way he shoots gonna have a little hitch. I was like, that's all gonna. That's all gonna come right in time. And you know, when you go through that growth, what I didn't have, what I tried to be for him, what I didn't have when I was going through that, I didn't have no one to tell me that
That.
I was gonna hit this spurt and
Right.
it's gonna suck for a while. Then all of a sudden you're gonna get fast. And all of a
Mhm.
sudden, when you turn about 19, when you're hitting the waist ain't gonna hurt you like that. All of a sudden, you're gonna start getting strong faster. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're gonna get quick. You know what I'm saying? Your little pigeon toe gonna help you on that turnaround fadeaway. You know, you know what I'm saying? The little pigeon toe on the turnaround fadeaway is gonna start getting prettier and prettier. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
say this.
So
So I think he's a better jumper than you already. I'm just saying.
no,
That
no, no, no. That was on purpose.
he could jump.
I told him when he was young, I was like, look, man, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some legs on you, right? And then when everything else kicks in, you're gonna already know how to jump. So when he was young, I used to put the laundry basket, I used to have him verting them.
Okay.
So he learned how to jump like properly since he was like in 8, 9 years old.
Got it.
So yeah, so him and his brother.
Yeah.
So what happens was after that spurt tries to slow down, you already know how to jump. Your legs have been trained for this. And God blesses my beautiful wife. They got her legs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got little grasshoppers. I got little grasshoppers. And so, you know what I mean? And he likes flying though, man.
Yeah.
You can tell a big man, the 6'8" dude that like jumping, you can tell when
Yeah.
you be like, okay, yeah, yeah. He like getting up. I never really liked dunking.
Okay.
I was never but I was never a quick jumper. Like he gets up
Right. He jumps
quicker
quick.
than I got up.
You can see. I mean,
Yeah.
he moves like you a lot until he jumps. Like, oh, he jumps
Then he
different.
jumps. It's like, yeah, it's
Almost has
different.
to bounce.
Yeah, yeah. He got bounce. It's me with bounce. And
Yeah.
I think the intensity level, like I said, I was playing with a whole different passion. I was playing like I was gonna die if I
But yeah,
lost.
you played for a different reason than him too, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. So with people, I was playing through pain, and that pain was passion, and people have seen it as anger, but I was going through some things.
no doubt.
I was going through some things. I literally thought if I didn't make it to college, I was going to die.
Man,
You know
hey,
what I mean? I used to have
yeah,
dreams that I was going to die. I had dreams that people were going to kill me. I even got shot before I went to college. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
So I didn't think I was going to live to be 19, 20. I thought I was going to die as a teenager. What happened was when I got 19, 20, and I started playing ball, I realized that I was alive. It still, I started kind of celebrating. It still took me a little way to realize, like, hold on, I'm here. Like I went into I had almost a nervous breakdown when I was in Luxembourg because I'm staring out my balcony and I'm sipping on some yak, smoking a cigar, and I'm on my balcony and realize where I was.
right. Think
I
about where you
start
came from.
crying.
Hey, bro, I was not. I'll tell you this. I was in the Times Square, bro. First, I never in my million years ever could imagine being in Times Square. But I'm in Times Square with my wife, and I'm looking around like, bro, I just started crying. Like, man, I can't believe I'm here, dude. I'm maybe 23, 4 years old, and I'm crying tears, bro. Like, I already said I don't cry a lot, like, bro. Like, I'm like, I cannot believe we at the Bubblegum Shrimp Company. I'm like, bro, I can't believe this. I can't believe that I'm here. Like, you know how people say, oh yeah, well, I should have been dead, or I should have been. I'm not saying that, but I lived on the worst block at the worst time. The block I lived on was blocked off by the National Guard and Tacoma Police Department. Blocked off, put barricades on a busy road, and I grew up on that block. You know what I mean? And so, like, people can't tell me nothing about, oh, I lived in the hood. I don't even talk about that. Like, that's nothing. Like, everybody's got a hood story. But when I thought back, like, damn, I got a chance to do something, bro. Like, I really got a chance to do something special. I'm gonna go try and do it to the best of my
Yeah,
ability
yeah. It's for a reason.
for a reason, bro.
Yeah, man. I did, alive for a reason.
Yeah,
Alive for a reason, man. And I mean, I'm happy that we had this conversation, that we even got on Crucial Conversations. You got up on here with me, man, on the
for sure,
podcast,
man.
because that's what it's about. It's about, man, alive for a reason, man. We come from backgrounds and situations where, you can't even fathom the fact that we are where we are. So then you got to think about, like, hold on, there's some kids that ain't fathoming me right now. There's
Right.
people that aren't believing, and then that worries me.
But
That
and you know
worries
what's
me.
crazy
Like,
too? Another thing is that the neighborhood's behind you. Like the gang members are behind you. The rich people are behind you. They want you to be great. But like you don't. I mean, people are like, oh, the gang members pull you down. No, no, no. Every time I see them, it's all love, and they're so proud of me that I did what I did. Not, oh man, you should have kicked it with us. You should have did that and the third. No, fam. They're happy that I made the decisions that I made, and they wish they could change places with me a lot of times.
mm-hmm.
And am I special? I'm not saying I'm special. Man, I'm a guy who coaches basketball. I own my small business. I love my family, and I'm able to be in the community that I grew up in to be able to give back to kids. And I do it to any kid. Man, when I say I give away all my shoes, I don't got a gang of shoes like that. I had so many free shoes for years and years. Adidas and Nikes would just give us money every year, assistant coach, and I just buy all these shoes. When I left when I left Oregon State, everybody in Tacoma had some Oregon State gear, bro. They gave us so much gear, I was just giving it away. Like all the shoes, all the sweatsuits, all the everything. You can have it. That means nothing to me. I'm happy that you want it. I'm happy that you want to wear it. So I have shoes. I'm not trying to act like that, but I don't got no huge closet full of shoes. I got 30 pairs of shoes that's more than enough. And when a kid asks me, can he have them? He can have them, bro. That's real talk. There's about 3 pairs that he can't have. The rest of them, you can have them. I'm just being honest. Like, nah,
Yeah.
you can't have these right here.
Yeah, some of them they can't touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, my shoe collection is nowhere near as vast as yours. When you wear a size 17, it don't work like that.
Nah, yeah, you can go to Ross and get fire at 17.
Man, them joints will fall apart on you so
Hey,
quick,
they
man.
be having the
I get them
purple
things
joints,
at
man.
Ross.
Orange and
I get
purple.
them things from Ross and turn them into paint shoes, man. I get them $40 shoes and be painting in them the same day. They be brand. You got brand new shoes on painting, man.
Yeah,
These is from Ross. They
fact.
laced up. They finna be air. I call them my air painter mans.
I feel you. Hey, them is when they come 1348. Like, how much they
Yeah.
got? 1348, bro. I'm gonna just rock these. It's size 17 in purple. Bro, they got
Yeah,
purple.
yeah, man, for real. I remember quick story. You know, your man's Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a season we played together in the ABA.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about we were talking about shoes. Matter of fact, I think on the road he was my roommate one time. I just know we never really talked into that road trip. The first
Okay.
road trip, then we kind of start chopping it up then. Uh, but on that team, I had ripped my shoes and we had went to the mall. I think we were in Dallas or somewhere, and I couldn't find no shoes. I ended up finding some shoes, man. Do you know there was some old school purple Reebok pumps? And it was
They'll
the
blow
beginning
you
of the
up.
playoff. Yeah, man, I played in them, man. We went to DC. I had on them purple shoes. They was clowning. The other team was clowning. I had no. Hey, look, Ra, I
I would
had
have been
some
on
big
you, Sam.
17. There was Barney
Yeah.
this. They had jokes, right? They
I bet.
they was going in. I had no choice, man. I had no choice, man. I was balling out. I
17
was
is
like,
big.
look, I told the dude, I told their coach, I said, hey man, these is the purple people eaters, man. You
I
guys is
couldn't
getting
get it.
ate up. Purple people
Yeah.
eaters. We was out there killing them. Next time we talked to Snow, asked him, yeah, we went all the way to the championship. We should have won that joint. Should have
Dang.
won the ABA championship. I got the runner-up trophy somewhere in here.
First up. How good was that cat though?
Snow,
Man, built like an
man, you
outside
got to be kidding
linebacker.
me. That so look, up until that point, I played with a lot of good guards, a lot of good guards. As far as pure points, there wasn't too much for that team. He was running point,
What?
and
He
yeah,
wasn't.
he was running point. He was running point, but that boy will pull it right. And
Half court.
I just remember the first time he was playing, he pulled up, and I just seen that arch. I'm a rebounder, so when people like in practice, I'll feed you the ball just so I can see your release.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that, but I
Oh,
need,
hey, if he shoots it with a high arc, it's gonna bounce long. But I'm with you. Yeah.
yeah. But I know if you're gonna miss, if I see when you shot it and I see that something went off on your form,
Right.
when I look at you, I know it's a rebound. But if I see it come off right and it's your same rhythm, I'm not even going to rebound.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Most people I can read like that if I play with you because I'll rebound for you. I'll just keep kicking you the rock. You'd be like, hey man, they help me shoot. No, I'm working on my rebounding. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Keep shooting.
Yeah.
So, but he pulled from like 30, and it just and then the dude pressed up on him, and he called for the pick. I went to set the pick. He declined the pick and just bodied the dude and just. I was like, this dude is crazy. Like everything was all so technical that he was doing, but his pull up was just. I just remember the jumper and remember how strong he was. I remember every time they pressed up on him, he wasn't using speed. He would just.
He wasn't super fast. He wasn't. Super
No,
fast.
he would just.
He was
He just.
deceptively quick because his first step could be quick, but then after that
Yeah,
he wasn't fast.
yeah. He'd get by him and just boom, and you couldn't get around him, and he was
right
crafty.
Here, bro,
he was crafty and smart as hell.
Man, I played with Al Snow at Eastern, and me and him were the same age, and so we grew up playing against each other with Al Davis, like I said. Yeah. And I always tell him we were like 13-year-olds, and he was really like 19 and all that. But he's the big strong kid with the big old strong head, the big shoulders in 7th grade. Like, man, who is this human? But always was sharper than everybody else out there. I mean, could really think the game at all. He played center if he need to, he played point guard if he need to, but could put you in a position to be successful at every time. So there's 2 guys in my life that I always tell people that if I want to pick them to win, I'm picking these dudes to help me win. Robert Crawford and Alvin Snow every time.
Rob.
No doubt. Shout out to RC. Winner. Those dudes are just stone
winner.
cold.
Go getter. Go getter. Yeah. Snow. Yeah, we played on that team together. Yeah, he was. Yeah, because that's when my 17-footer was wet by then. I was wet. And he would just hit me in the corner. I float out to that corner and light him up. I used to be killing them. They put their center on me. I used to have a field day when they put their center on me. Huh?
Feet pigeon toe like this and shooting
just the left one.
Just
the left one. Okay. The right one was just a little bit. The left one was all the way in. The left one was pointing to the right all the time. I was letting that thing go.
Back
yeah, way up, man. Way up here, man.
I feel you.
Way up there. That's why the turnaround was so crucial.
Who's the best player in the state of Washington you've seen?
In my entire life?
High school basketball, yeah. In your entire life, who's the best player?
High school basketball. That's tricky. That I've seen personally.
That's tricky. Good answer.
That's tricky because if it's personally that I've seen and witnessed, I don't think there was anybody better than Q.
Okay, I respect that. I'm not. Hey, Quincy Wilder is definitely up there. That's a fact.
Yeah. I don't think.
Shout out to Q time doing his training. He was. Oh my God! But that Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I never see. I didn't go to a game, but I already know that it was ridiculous.
No, I saw it with my own eyes. Let me tell you this, Dante. I was amazed. So when I walked in the gym, I called B because we were recruiting one of his teammates to Montana. I called B Roy and I'm like, "Hey B, I want to come to one of your workouts." And so I came to the workout. He said, "Rashid, you never seen nothing like this." I'm like, "Come on, man!" Like, Maul C was special, Dickerson was special, Quincy was like, I seen some special dudes. He's like, this kid right now is as good as I was as a senior in college. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, Brandon Roy's senior year was stupid. So he told me that. I'm like, okay. But then I watched that man with my own eyes, and it was almost like, and he's the best high school player I ever seen in my life, ever, anywhere, like that I've seen ever in my entire life. But the dude was 6'9" and could shoot it from 50 feet and handle it like Chris Paul and pass it like any, like, bro, he could, like, he just changed the game so many times in an open gym. And then Brandon started poking him and poking and poking. Man, the game's 8-9 and you're letting these dudes guard you. And then he just took over at the end. He threw it off the glass and finished one hand. Was that good enough? Talking trash to Brandon Roy, literally. Like, bro, this is incredible. No exaggeration. I'm not exaggerating. That was the first time I ever seen it. And then he did it over and over and over again during the year. I'm like, oh yeah, he's that man.
Yeah. That's crazy. Because who else? I want to say Mosley. Mosley had went up there and then he had called me after he seen him play and was like, man, that dude is ridiculous. He's said it is ridiculous.
Right, his jumper, like he jumps like Ray Allen so high on, and he's already 6'9", and he's
6'9", and he's shooting the perfect form, jumping with the high man. Come on, getting off the ground, shooting real jump shots, not that little flick.
Right, grown man shots. But let's have a crucial conversation.
What it is?
Person who I saw with my own eyes multiple times that I think is the most talented and best player and all that. That I think Paulo Banchero. People can say, "Oh no, that's what I think." That I've seen, and I've seen all the good ones. I've seen all the good ones. That I think I don't think no, I can't see nobody that can just touch him. Like maybe they were tougher than him. Maybe they have more dog than him. Maybe that. But the game of basketball, he plays at an elite level, bro.
And so he's gonna be what, he one and done?
Oh, he's gonna be the top 2 pick. He's gonna be
Top
1 or
two?
2. I
One
think.
or two next year?
Him or Chet Holmgren are gonna be number 1 or number 2 next year.
Yeah, I
I mean,
remember.
he could have went out of high school. If they let him go to high school, he's out of there.
Yeah, but yeah, when I seen them, they were in the playoffs. They had a game in Mount Tahoma, packed house. Stood over in the corner, watched a couple minutes.
Oh,
I
I was
walked out.
there.
I walked out the gym.
I was there
I was like,
against
what?
Wilson when he did
That's a
against Wilson.
grown man out there.
But Wilson, boy was clapping in his face. The very next possession, catch it, rip to the middle, one dribble, lane, bang! Like, man, come on, dude. Don't poke the bear. Why poke the bear? Just let him hoop. Don't. And what they used to say to Jordan, not that Paolo's Jordan, he's not, but don't say nothing to him, fam. Just let him play.
Yeah. Man, that dude, I seen. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And look, and it wasn't even, that was his junior year.
I know. That's why I'm saying what I said. But the one thing that I can say is he didn't always have a kill button. Like Doug Wren would have a kill button. Like kill button, Doug Wren's doing what he does. Quincy Water, kill button. Mike Dickerson, kill button. They could just another guy like Avery Bradley, Peyton Siva, dudes that just had Alf Snow, kill button. He didn't have that all the time. And so that's the one thing people are like, oh, well, they didn't win the state championship. They didn't have this, they didn't have that. But the game of basketball, he's playing up here better than everybody else, bro. He's thinking like a grown man out there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, when I watched it, I was like, that's a grown man. He's built like a grown man. He's moving like a grown man. The moves, the way he's attacking is grown. Like, how are you learning all this right now? Like,
Right.
like one of the big things I've talked to numerous guys. When you go to college and you're there for like a year and you're like, dang, man, if I would have known right now what I knew, I would demolish high school. I would
It's crazy,
destroy
right?
it.
Yeah, but
I was like, no, he
jump
knows
stop.
all that.
Think
He
about
knows
that.
all that right now. And he's applying it. I'm watching it. I'm like, wow.
A couple things too on that is shout out to Jamal Crawford. Shout out to Doug Christie that set the pipeline to help kids beyond them, because Doug Christie did it for Maul. Maul's doing it for everybody else. And so those guys actually get a chance to get tutelage from somebody who really did it and is going to be in the Hall of Fame probably. Like, and they listen, right? And he's good enough. It doesn't. I mean, Jamal took him or not, he's good enough, right? And so I'm just using him as an example. But those guys really, really, really mentor those kids, and so that's been a big part of his life. I'm sure is being able to play against those pros and learn some tips and tricks. And the older you got, I'm sure you learned, oh, the pros just do this, or if you do that, you can get a foul, or you jump stop here, you can get them off balance, right? You pivot this way. That kid's known it since he was in middle school, right? And so it's helped him. But he also has just been polishing because of the work that he does. He polishes his game. And that's maybe what I should say is there's never been a kid that dominates as much as him as polished as he is. And I don't know. I always tell people I think he's the best from the state of Washington. He could have been, but he's probably the most polished basketball player from the state of Washington that I've seen.
Well, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see what he does going into this next season. And then, there ain't nothing better than some college basketball, especially when you got a kid to follow. You know what I mean? Especially from the area. I call it the corner. I love seeing people that come from our part of the map, trapped up here in the corner in the Pacific Northwest, and come up out of this area and thrive and shine on the big stage. So he'll be, I'll be watching, keeping up with him.
That'll be good
But
to see
yeah,
him.
it's gonna be interesting to see. And like I heard a couple people talking about he might, number one pick. So he's saying number one, number two. Okay, so he's probably gonna have man. He's polished, man. He's gonna have a nice little freshman year, man.
He will. And the good and the bad is that he could play. They could make him play the 4, or they could let him bring the ball up and be a point, right? Like he could play. I mean, he could damn near play any position out there in college. But At the next level, what are they going to make him be? And what you have to see if they're going to put a bunch of weight on him, make him be stiff, or they're going to let him be out there and be able to wiggle. Because he's not a wiggle monster where he's just wiggling. He's just more polished where he can make his moves and get to a shot better than the average high school kid. But if they put a bunch of weight on him, he's not going to be able to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Because when you're big and strong, it's hard to not have those coaches say, oh, you're going to guard these guys in the post. When you can jump like you jump and move the way you move, that might hurt him long term, I think.
Yeah, man. Believe me, I know. I know. I thought, I tried to figure that out, because I was a tweener. So by the time I got D1, so I put on a bunch of weight and it didn't work so well. I had to drop that.
Yeah.
Put on too much. I got too bulky and my ligaments couldn't take it. I started tearing up stuff, you know what I mean? But not comparing myself to him. I was,
No,
I'm talking about as far as somebody that's long, lanky,
no doubt,
and you're kind of caught in between in your position. You got to make a decision. I even thought about, even when I was at JUCO and I was going D1, even thought about some of the bigger schools that recruit me were talking about changing me straight to a guard, but wanting to redshirt me. At that time, I hated school and I didn't have like a mentor to talk to. But I sure wish I would have took that red shirt.
Oh man!
And sat out a year and dribbled and shot jumpers for a year, and then came back and just been a natural 3. Yeah. I mean, just a 3 instead of playing the 4 and banging and some, playing the 5.
Then. There was no stretch 4.
No. That wasn't no stretch 4. No, we was wrestling.
Right.
I was guarding Marcus Pfizer for a whole game. He outweighed me by like 50 pounds, man. I was outweighed every game. D1 playing the 4. Yeah. I was only my senior year. During the summer I went up to 240. My senior year, by the time the season started, I was at 225, 6'9", 225. Guarding dudes, right now that's perfect for the 4. Yeah. Then there was like, you too small.
Way too small though.
That's the NBA. What? You're too small to play the 4. So my thing was like, I got to be a 3, but then I didn't take that redshirt year and work on them handles or that 3-point ball. You know what I mean? So but those are just things you can pass on. I got a couple of young boys. They got a chance.
No, so now it's up to us though in our community. That's what I always say. Like I tell guys all the time, I feel a responsibility in my community, in our community, not just Tacoma, but like. Seattle don't need me. You know what I mean? With all due respect, I would help any kid from Seattle. They don't need me. But the kids from Federal Way South, they need, not that they need me, they need somebody to mentor them, right? And to be able to tell them their truths. And what my truth is my truth. I might think Duke is the best school for you. You go to Duke, and I'll never tell you to go to Duke, but you go to Duke. Oh, Coach Rashid thought Duke was the best school for me. No, I don't want you to do that. I'll tell you what my truth is. I'll say, I think you need to go to North Carolina, and then you go to Duke and you tell me that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, so that part. But I tell them what I think is my truth, and then they take it for however they want. If I know a school that needs a kid and I'm connected to them, for example, UCLA, I call UCLA and told them that there's a kid in the Northwest that wanted to go there. Then they have to decide out if he's their guy, right? Now the kid is going to a top 5 school in the country, and UCLA didn't take him, and he might not have fit for them, right? So I'm gonna just say it like that. So try to help.
Oh yeah, man. That's the thing. That's the thing. We back on with your mission.
Yeah, no doubt.
My mission, my thing is like, I'm here to motivate and get it popping. I'm here to walk in the room and be like, oh man, Ty's here. Let's go, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get after it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get after it. So, but sure, what else is going on?
Man,
hey, are you a TV dude? What you be watching, man? You got any shows?
I was watching Power Heavy. I was watching Power Heavy, but I fell off after my man. I'm gonna leave it alone. After somebody got killed, I ain't gonna say no name. Somebody got killed in the show, and then I fell off after that. But right now I'm on All American, Netflix All American. If y'all ain't watched All American, I'm telling you, jump on All American. I like things like Snowfall. I like. I love Wildin' Out. I love Wildin' Out. Shout out to Nick Cannon. I feel like he puts on for a lot of dudes, a lot of people. But Wildin' Out is like something that in the community that you do. You get on a corner and you just rank and laugh and joke. They made a TV show out of it. And so 85 South, same thing. Nick Cannon put these dudes on. They wouldn't deal what they did. And so I think that's about it for me. Like I don't watch a bunch of TV. I watch hoop.
Hmm.
I watch. You know what I like? My son likes is MMA and boxing, and I love boxing. I love to watch boxing. But
Yeah.
um, I'm tied into Terrence Crawford's camp, and so I'll say this. I'll say this unequivocally. I truly believe it. He's the best in the world right now. Pound for pound, he's the best fighter in the world. So people are like, what? I mean, besides Mayweather, Mayweather's Mayweather, right? And so now he's retired or whatever, but Terrence Crawford is technical and able to knock you out at the same time. And so people are like, oh, you're tied into his camp, so you said that. No, I said that before I was tied into his camp. Now I'm tied into his camp, and I really believe it because I see the work ethic.
Oh yeah, man. They running from that man. They don't want to fight him.
They're ducking him, fam.
They don't want to fight him.
They're
They
ducking him.
don't want
So
that
because he
work, man.
switches shoulders, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
Switching
been switched it
southpaw or
up
not.
and yeah, he
Yeah.
done switched it up on him and everything, man. That's a bad man.
What?
That's a
Well,
bad man.
hey, Terrence Crawford, man, I appreciate you. He sent me some box. Well, my young boy is in his camp, and he was a manager for us at Eastern Washington, and he and I are still close. Shout out to Chicken. We call him Chicken. Greg
Uh-huh.
McDougal is his name, so he wants to be called Chicken. But I
Chicken.
sent him some gloves, and he signed two Rashi and sent me the gloves. So I got it in my man cave, sitting up on the thing, and so it's a wonderful thing. I tell everybody when they come in the man cave, I'm like, hey, this is the best thing I got in my man cave. I looked out for me. Shout out to Marcus Trufant, who does probably the most for Tacoma for all the professional athletes and former professional athletes. But he signed some stuff for me. But that Terrence Crawford up there on that wall, I'd be like, bruh, this is like Mike Tyson having gloves up here to me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, true font, man. He stay active. That is an active man.
Bruh, does the most for everybody. Like, doesn't want nothing in return. He's so humble. The Trufant family, man. Like, shout out to the Trufant family. I just leave it like that. They do a lot for these kids and people in Tacoma.
Yeah, and been like that for many moons.
Many moons.
Many moons. Many moons. Every time I seen the dude, man, he be talking to me like I'm the one that made it to the NFL.
Right? He's
Like, dude,
humble.
yeah, I'm like, dude, come on, man, cut it out. Oh, it's the legend.
Yeah.
But I get it because he be clowning because I'm a little older than him. So when he was coming to the games, it's kind of like you
Yeah.
coming to the game. It was my senior year. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So he's like, nah,
Yeah.
man, I remember. No, I'm just playing with you, but you know what's up. So I remember the
Yeah. So good.
braids. He said, I remember the braids bouncing around, you screaming and yelling after all the rebounds. I was
Yeah.
like, these kids would get teched if they did half the stuff I was doing when I was playing.
No, but let me say this though. Here's the thing too. You I say this, and I know you've talked about it before. You played so hard that the ref can't call all the fouls, the ref can't call all the techs. Like they have to tech you every possession. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
or
you
not every possession, every 5 or 6 possession with the elbow or to throw somebody down. Like they'd have to tech you over and over and over, and they couldn't do that because it's who you were, and it wasn't that you're being nasty. You weren't being negative. You're just being nasty because that's how you play.
yeah. I mean, I had referees even come up to me, the guys that referee locally. He was like, man, you were held a ref, but you were fun.
I
He was
bet.
like, and the thing, you were fun and you were never disrespectful to us.
Mm,
But I wouldn't pay attention to when they called a foul on me. I wouldn't even change my facial expression.
I could dig it.
Foul.
Yeah, no big deal. It's part of the game. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got a foul. I'm just, how many I got? Hey, how many I got? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
good. I only got two. Oh, we going into the fourth. I got something to give.
Yeah.
Don't get past me and think you got a layup.
Yeah, but you played in that. So this is the thing about basketball too, is you know how people say, "Oh, there's eras." I just went over. Somebody yesterday asked me my top 5 point guards, right? And but
Uh-huh.
the eras matter. At certain times, you could drive in that hole and go to dunk on them, and they could just slam you down and be a regular foul, just a regular
Yeah,
foul. It's nothing
yeah.
but a foul,
Put that forearm right in your chest.
but
Boom,
literally, no, grab you with the
boom.
left arm and still hit you with the forearm with the yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
boom.
and you fall down and you go shoot free throws. But now, if you did that, you'd be
Get
under
out of
the
here.
jail.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
just
yeah.
different basketball, but those conversations are good to have because you see people's perspective. They always ask me, "Oh, they ask you because they want you to hear their five." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who's your top five? So I answer mine, then they want to answer theirs. Feel me? So then you can have an
Mm-hmm.
argument. No, I'm not trying to argue with you. So this is it. This is who I
That's
think.
it. That's all I got for you.
That's all I got for you, fam. I'm not trying to argue about yours.
Yeah. I truthfully don't care who you got.
Yeah, because you asked.
Yeah. You trying to start something.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, man. Sure. I think, look, you know what I mean? Speaking, I know we talked about Jonathan a little bit about his game, man, but another town slept on dude because he been gone in Australia so long. CJ, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's slept on, fam. I think he's well respected. I really do. I really think he's honestly well respected. And so, but he killed it. I mean, he's still playing in Australia and had his kids down there and is a legend. So I worked with a guy at the University of Montana, and he says
Uh-huh.
actually the guy, his dad runs Basketball USA. I mean USA Basketball in Australia, and he says CJ's a legend down there. I mean, like CJ Massengill's a legend down there, not just a professional basketball player, but a
No,
legend.
he's that dude.
I respect that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he's
he's
that dude. He put it in.
yeah, he did it. He did when he was playing. He did actually went out and did it. And I say this: growing up, CJ was just just good, 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 good. Then he went to Metro State and got great and continued that. Like he had became I don't want to say a great basketball player in college, but like had an elite year and never lacked for confidence growing up because we were on the same AAU teams growing up, right? And then when he got to college, he was just solid. He had that great year at Metro State, and then he went overseas and did what he did, right? And so
Yeah,
MVPs and championships and still playing at 40 years old, which is phenomenal.
yeah, he gets it in, man. He's gonna be on here. Yeah, I'm gonna have snow on here too.
Yes, I mean CJ's a beast. Like nobody can like they can say, oh yeah, I used no, you can say that. You can say whatever you want, but he's still doing it and his check's still cashing
You
every
know what I'm
single
saying? Yeah, you can't say nothing about that.
month.
You can't say nothing about
His
that,
check
man. The
cash.
longevity, hey, longevity on how long you've been doing it does count for something.
And the next piece is he's trying to help those Australian kids still get over here. He's still making phone calls to get kids recruited and everything. So doing his
Oh
part
yeah.
where he's at.
Yeah, he's still on it. He's still trying to help Tacoma kids. He
Yeah,
made some
fat.
calls. He made some calls for my son.
That's
I
tight.
got some calls from some coaches. Yeah, I know CJ. I was like, oh, okay.
That's
He
what's
didn't
up.
even tell me about it. I just got a call. Like, oh, all right, yeah,
That's solid, bro.
yeah, man. So that's a good thing, man. The thing is, we
Relationships
keep that.
matter.
We keep on. Yeah, we keep on keeping on, man. These relationships get bigger and bigger because we dealing with men that are getting successful, and then the tree
What we
gets
don't
more
have,
and more successful. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? In all aspects, not just basketball, education, financial. You know what I
no
mean?
question.
And that's when we start making the shift. We make it shift more. I'm just trying to do my part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, until we can make that dollar work, we go to work, but then we get our money, we just put it in the bank. We got to make that dollar work, bro. Like, and I'm not acting like I know everything about it, but I know some things about it, and I have no problem sharing with whoever wants to ask this, that, and third. And if I don't have the answer, I can get it from somebody else. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
the thing.
definitely.
I was in the financial world for a little bit, and I did really really well. It's not who I am. It's not who I am. But I do know that our dollar has to work for us. Like not just I went and I made $168,000 this year and put it in the bank. Right? That's not going to work. That little smidgen that they're going to give us out of the bank ain't helping us get. We're going to continue to work. Let's just put it like that. But if we make that whatever extra ever money you got every year work and work and work and work, then that's when we get it. Buy some properties and stuff like that. Because we're all playing Monopoly. We're
Yeah,
all playing Monopoly. And if you don't
whether you
understand the
like it
game
or
of
not.
Monopoly, you're going to lose.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or
It's
not.
it, it's
Regardless of where you
happening.
started 400 years
Yeah.
ago, where your people started, we're all playing Monopoly. Is it the same? No, it's not the same.
No,
But there's
no.
only
There's
a
people that
certain piece
got
of
head
land in this
starts.
in the world.
Yeah. There's a couple people. There's some people with head starts. Some people delayed. Some people stagnant.
Huge head starts.
Yeah, huge. For 100 years worth of it.
Right. And some free labor behind that. But the
Yeah.
next
They had a little boost.
but then here's the thing. Now what are you gonna do? So we know that, but now what? What I do know is I think our society jumped and cheered and screamed about Juneteenth, and we got that as a holiday. That's great, terrific. But if we don't dig in on reparations, which is supposed to be granted to you, that's a problem, bro. And not, oh yeah, here's 50 million. No, no, no. The number should be in a with a T in the trillions, trillions, hundreds of trillions of dollars. So you know what's crazy is I don't even need $1 trillion. Just give me 40 acres. You can keep the mule. How about
Mm-hmm.
that? Just you just give me the 40 acres. and you can
Yeah.
keep the mule. And then
Uh-huh.
if you let's say you everybody wants to be okay with, let's say everybody got $20,000, right? Oh, that's okay. So give me my 20,000. But then I got 20,000, and you got 20,000. My sister got 20,000. My other sister got 20,000. So together we got 100,000. And if we band together and buy some properties, then we win. But that 20,000, what are the first thing people gonna go do?
Well, I know what the stupid people gonna go do.
What are most people gonna go do?
They about to go spend it on something shiny.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But that's our
Something
community.
shiny.
But these rappers, I look at the. Do you see about? I'm not even gonna bring it up. There's a rapper, a famous rapper that went and bought some jewelry in the mall, and they videotaped him and start talking bad about him and all this stuff. Who cares what he buys? It doesn't matter. I spent 35,000 on this, and man, what are we talking about? To shine? Take that same 35 and go put it in this. Put it in a CD and let it sit for 6 months, and it's gonna do what? Bubble.
Yeah.
Or go move it in a portfolio or go buy a property or like, but I can't tell them what to do with their money. That's their money. So
We got
that part. But if we can just unlock our mind a little bit and say that the Cartier and the Gucci and all that stuff is not that important. It can be important to you, but it's not as important as setting a legacy for your kids. That's a fact.
Yeah. And I mean that's the goal.
That's the goal. That's what the Bible says. If we're listening to this
that's
Bible,
the goal.
live a legacy for your kids. Now what?
Yeah.
And your legacy doesn't have to be financial. Your legacy could be that you come every morning, you pray on the first step. Like I pray, and so my kids see it, and my kid does it, and then my kid does it. But if you can leave a financial legacy, that's why life insurance is very important. Because if you have life insurance, you can leave a legacy regardless. That's what people don't understand. And you pay whatever you pay per month, and you leave a legacy. So there's things that we know, but we don't do. You know.
Definitely. I understand you, brother. I understand you. Sure. I done backed up. Yeah, I definitely can hear the difference in the mic when I back up.
No, probably me too. If I got closer, it's probably way better.
Oh yeah.
I was cooling off. We was in the moment talking about this financial literacy stuff.
Because I started thinking about all kinds of stuff. I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Yeah. People can have those conversations if they're semi-educated. You don't even have to be whatever educated, go get a degree. That doesn't matter. If you can just learn from others, but you can have those conversations. But then you got to be willing. Like, are you willing? You know what I mean? Because you can make as much money as you want. You could go to NFL and make all these millions. If you can't manage that dollar, it's going to be out of here. That's a promise.
It's going to be gone.
It's going to be gone. You have to work again. NBA players have to work again, fam. Most NBA players have to work again.
Man, that's crazy. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you this though. I mean, you know my guy, Lorenzo Rollins.
Shout out to Ren, man. Right? One of the greatest.
My dude Ren, right? We have all kind of deep conversations, right? But we was talking one day. We talking about like, there's some guys that made it to the league and we played against them and we got the best of them, or you could have been at the time we were, he got the opportunity. For like, if we got the opportunity, you'd be in the league. Yeah. And we were sitting there thinking, then I was just like, okay, if I would have went 2000, if I'd have went straight out of college.
Yeah, the year 2000.
Yeah, I would have been 22. You would have gave me a bunch of money, and it would have been all bad.
Bruh, it would have been all bad for me too.
Dude, I was not mature enough to deal with that. Mentally, the childhood trauma, and then money, dude, it would have been, I would have been on the news, bro. I'd have been on the news.
Just think if you were the top high school player in the country that year, and you came at 18 or 17, and they drafted you, bro, and they gave you $17 million, man. I got to take care of my mom, my cousins, my partners, I got to get necklaces, I got to get cars.
Oh, man, there's got to be whips everywhere.
Miles, fam, with Darius Miles in 2000 came out of high school, 18 years old, from East St. Louis, fam. What?
Yeah.
And he got to manage all that. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that was it was wild. It was wild, man.
Crucial conversations, right?
Yeah, that would have, man, I'm trying to tell you, it was crucial right there. I was like, I wouldn't have been ready. I was like, God was like, nah, man.
LeBron's like, different. Nobody's ready like that. Him and Kobe are different.
Yeah. That was the year Kobe came out. That was Kobe. And the year before that was No, 96 was Kobe.
Yeah.
No, Garnett 97 was Kobe. So that was
Okay.
the number one player, the two dudes, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That was number one in my era, right? In the nation was
Crazy.
Garnett and Kobe. That's the dudes I was looking
And
at when
then
I seen
what about
that was the
Sham God? Sham God was in that class or no?
I want
High
to
school
say he
class.
was around then too.
He was
I
right there
was
in that high school class right around there. I don't know if
yeah,
he.
he was, yeah, because I seen I was I ended up being at the China camp with Sham God.
Oh,
That
okay.
boy's handles was crazy.
Sham God came to Tacoma and did a camp.
Did he?
What? I got
Yeah, I
the
didn't even
recording,
know.
bro. Shout out to Sham God, man. Sham God, Jingles brought him to Tacoma, literally. Jingles was saying, "This is my man. This is my man. This is my man," and not just talking. He's like, "Man, I know these dudes from New York and this dude." And he brought. If you Google it, you can go to YouTube and see. You can put the link on here. You know how you guys do little subtitles on these crucial
Yeah,
conversations,
yeah.
but there's a YouTube link. He brought all these little local Tacoma kids, and Sham God taught him, fam. It was incredible. He's doing stuff in chairs. Talking about, oh, I used to work with crossover under the chair legs, and he's doing the Sham God spin move and Sham God in and out. I'm like, bro, what? He's different, man. So Luka's down there winning. I know Luka's doing Luka, but he's also helping Luka. Believe that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He's nice. I asked him, you know what I mean, because I was asking him about his handle. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, that's when the first time he was the one that told me about putting the balls into the trash bag.
Oh yeah, bouncing in the trash bag so you can't feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, man, have your boys do that. Have your boys do that.
That's
And I
so
was like, man,
crazy.
I'm gonna try to do that, man. I was like, okay,
Do
let me bust
whatever,
this.
right? But
Yeah,
no, his
yo,
handle dumb,
his
stupid. Like,
yeah, man. That was that. He has one of the coldest handles I've ever seen, and of course Crawford. I don't know what he be doing with
but
that
just think
ball.
about that though. We get to play with him and be around him, and he got one of the greatest handles of all time at any place in the whole world. Think about that. Now
Yeah,
Sham God's the same way, but people
yeah,
say he has the best handle to ever play in the NBA. Some people say that. It's crazy.
yeah, man. I, I ain't gonna argue it.
Hey, you start stuttering.
Nah,
Nah,
man. I done seen that man do some. I've been on
oh,
the
he
court
does
and
some
was like,
stuff, bro.
what did I just witness? What was that?
Yeah,
You know what I
fact.
mean?
He
And
got
it
his
just
own
looks so
moves though.
effortless. Own little
It is.
rhythm. It's
At
his own
41
little
years old,
rhythm.
he could do all the same. Like he can still just think of this, how fast he is today. He used to be 19 with that. You know what I mean? Pew!
Gone.
Bro, he's that fast at 41. Think about when he was 19. Think about when he was 24 and he was the strongest. He's 25, strongest he's ever been.
25,
How fast he
26,
was.
27 is just
Just
ridiculous.
blowing with the hezo and the pull up and the cross and the behind the back, double behind the back. And he got that jump game. Like when you handle and you jump, Jamal goes,
Yeah.
ha. Like, bro, nobody got that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then you get it off. Wow. So fast,
Gone.
right? Just gone. Dang.
The ball's gone. Wet.
Yeah, no
Take
doubt.
that with you. Take
Fact.
that with you. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
So been around
Definitely
the block a
gifted.
couple years, huh? You ain't no rookie with this stuff.
Nah, man. I done ran into some dudes, man. There's another dude, not from our area, Olivia St. John. He was at San Jose State when I was at San Jose City College, man. And matter of fact, he had transferred there from Michigan. So Fab Five got there
Okay.
and he was a freshman and he transferred to San Jose State.
Yep.
And Olivia St. John, man, hey, that dude, he was nice. I think he ended up getting drafted. He didn't stick though.
Okay.
He didn't stick, man. But I had some good battles with him when I was in JC. That was
Hey,
when I was out there trying to develop
yeah, I feel
down
you.
there.
I tell people all the time how good the NBA is. Just go watch Abdul Gaddy play basketball, man. That dude is elite,
Mm-hmm.
elite at basketball. Elite at basketball. Was McDonald's All American, #2 point guard in the country, all that, and he can't stick in the NBA. Now he played in the NBA. He had his chance in the NBA, but he can't stick in the NBA. And he will dog anybody, like anybody, dude. He'll just dog him. And he can't
Yeah.
stick in the NBA. That's how good the NBA is.
Yeah,
Dude's like,
it's
oh, I can
crazy.
make it to the league. Have that dream. Have that dream. But be realistic, man. You like when it says no, figure out another door to open.
Mm-hmm. You got to figure it out.
You have
You
to.
got to figure it out.
And have your dream. It's
Definitely.
okay.
Oh yeah, you got a dream.
Yeah.
You got to dream, but when it gets to that situation, be like, okay. But when you get close to it, you know. The other thing is, it wasn't like I wasn't trying. I didn't find out. I found out when I started running up into them boys that was going.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can deal with him on this level, but when he does that, I don't have that. I don't possess that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Those are just
That's
different,
that's
man.
different.
Yeah.
Like that's like you move different.
Right.
Like what
You
was
look
that?
different, bro. Like
Yeah, like what was
look
that? Like how you and my thing was like you start running up in guys that was at my time these 6'9", 250, 255 and was moving as fast as guards.
right.
Now I was like, whoa, okay. It ain't the same as when I'm getting the 6'9" dude that's 250 and I'm smaller than him, but I'll cross him up. I'm getting
Right.
around him. Now these dudes are
Right.
staying with me. He's hella strong. Boom. Next thing I know, he in the league. I was like, that's where it's at right there. But those are the guys that get in the league and stick there. They doing a good 6 to 10 years. 6'9",
Carlos Boozer
250.
body face.
Hell yeah, that's them. That's
Like,
them. That's
yeah.
them. That's
Come
them,
on,
man. I
man.
ran into them guys and they would do nothing but grab and hold me. It's probably why
Right.
my arms and stuff. I had to have their surgeries and stuff out
Yeah.
there wrestling with them
That
dudes
ain't
at the
cool.
4.
Those
Oh
dudes,
yeah.
those type of dudes that want to touch you the whole game, you ready to punch them in the face, bro. Like,
Oh man. Marcus
stop
Pfizer
touching.
that's all he did the whole time. I was out there, we was out there. Now I didn't talk a lot of trash, but when I played against Pfizer, there was a lot of trash talking.
I
But it
hear
was
that.
some it was just battle royal. It was like I had to defend myself
No
almost.
doubt.
Like, look, man, you ain't finna just be out here elbowing me, man. You better cool it
Mm-hmm.
out. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get
Yeah.
in.
He got it in
But
at Iowa State though. He got busy.
oh yeah, that was I think we beat them guys, and I think they won like 17 games straight. Went all the way to the Sweet 16.
Mm.
My senior year, they had a squad. They had Tinsley as a
Yeah.
point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. They was tough. They had a squad, man. They caught slipping, came to Drake and was what the little small school, and
Yeah.
they was on their high horse, and they didn't know them boys. We was pumped up, waiting for them.
No doubt. Hey,
Like
that's the thing too. But you got to think about like this. That happens at all levels, bro. That happens at every level. You're. I'm not even gonna say no NBA team because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. I'm gonna just say it like that. So I'm gonna just leave it like that. But at every level it happens. Where people are like, oh yeah, we ain't even thinking about them. You get punched in the face. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah,
little thing.
it happens.
You got to
It happens.
refocus and go back in the lab again.
Yeah, go get before you know it, all of a sudden you're getting your head blown off. These dudes is hitting everything. They're playing hard
Right?
D. They know your plays. You
Come on.
came in there chilling. They on your neck.
What your boy Mike Tyson say? Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a plan, and then bang, you're out of here. See ya.
Got him. I remember we was hitting. That game was crazy. I got that game on tape somewhere.
Nice.
Man, this is Crucial Conversation, episode 18, episode 18. I got my guy Ra in the building, man. Ra She, straight from Tacoma, Washington. We out here giving some town love. We hit basketball, hit a little financial literacy. We hit about childhood trauma. We hit a couple different things. We was going in. We was tapping in. All right? But remember, the greatest conversation and the longest conversation you will have is the conversation you have with yourself. Talk to yourself accordingly.